actually transgender.
I really can't believe I've come this far. This is my 6 month update video. It feels like I made my 3 month one just yesterday, but a lot has happened in my regular day to day life as well as my transition. And I know a lot of you out there just hate the fact that I started doing these transition videos, but to me, they're extremely important, and they're also important for others who are coming out and want to know what kind of changes to expect, or just to give them kind of a roadmap. And I watched tons of videos before I started transitioning, so I'm just doing my part, documenting the changes that so I can go back and watch them and really see how far I've come. And it was something where I watched the hardest video I've ever had to make video, which is where I initially came out to you guys. That was about a month into hormones. And now that I'm 6 months in, like I look completely different. Like I just really can't believe it. Sometimes I look at myself in the mirror, I'm like, wow, I can't believe hormones really do change you in ways that you never thought you would change. I don't remember what I covered in my 3 months, but I'm going to basically just talk about things I've noticed, recently. First off, my hair is shit, so excuse this. It has to grow out before it becomes more tameable. My hair is naturally curly, so this is what it ends up looking like after a shower and I dry it. I've tried straightening stuff. I just can't get it to work. And it's always a chore when I go to a hairstylist. Um, I bought a whole wardrobe of clothes, and they're kind of back there. uh, it was awesome. I used to hate clothes shopping. I used to give my parents a very hard time doing it. I hated it growing up and never understood why. But shopping for clothes now, like tank tops, skirts, and all sorts of other goodies, it just feels normal to me. It's very difficult to explain, but it just feels right, and I liked it. When I first saw myself in the mirror, wearing like even this tank top, I was just like, wow. It was surreal in a way, but it just made me feel so damn happy that I don't look like a man in a skirt, or I don't look like a man in a dress. I look like a girl, and it really makes me feel better. Um, I would say emotionally, I really can't attest to things because I've dealt with a lot of crap in the past month and a half, ranging from, things that just don't work out, disappointments, fraud. There's a lot of things I've had to deal with, and I've been told by many that I'm very strong for dealing with it and basically staying together. So I appreciate the compliments I've gotten for that. But I go out in public as a female now. Not, there's a better way of saying it. I go out as me, and I like it. I really do. The amount of anxieties I used to face, about like, I still faced them a few months ago, but the anxieties are all but gone. Like, it's, or maybe that's not the right way of saying it. They are gone. I can go into a mall wearing this, and I have. When I went to buy I got a charm bracelet, and I love this thing. I'm addicted to it. And this fucking thing, yeah, so I love this. But that's besides the point. But when I went in to buy it, I was wearing what I'm wearing right now, and I just felt normal. I just felt regular, plain old person, and it just, I didn't feel anxious or anything. Whereas back in the day when I lived in New Jersey, I would go to the Garden State Plaza, I always had to bring a friend with me. I always had to have somebody with me to help me not feel so anxious and nervous and stuff. And this is all prior to transition. This is all, prior to me realizing that I was transgender. And I don't feel that anymore. And I like that a lot. Like, I love that I could just be independent and just feel confident in everything. And that's the other thing. I feel more confident when I talk to potential employers. I've had so far 4 phone interviews. I have 3 of them today. I hope they go well. But I just feel like confident. I feel like instead of not knowing what to say, when to say it, I could just be me, be normal, and talk to them like I've known them for years, and that's great. Other like I guess we'll talk about body changes. I mean, they're personal, but you know what? People need to know. My breasts have grown again. They're not as sore as they used to be. Like soreness where if you just like push on it, like it would hurt like a motherfucker. Now it's not an issue. Um, I think it's supposed to get painful again, like it's a cycle kind of thing, but I'm glad that they're not painful right now. Um, and as I said, I like them. I mean, a lot of my friends are jealous of them, which I'm sorry, I can't tell my body to not grow breasts. um, my skin is extremely soft. I know I've mentioned that in the past, but it's the same feeling as my ex. I mean, it's soft skin. It's whatever any woman would have. That's what I have. I've noticed that I've become more shapely. So the fat has started to more or less store in the hips and thigh area. So I am starting to get that like shape. They call it the hourglass shape. I'm like starting to really get it, and I was like, wow. Like I started noticing that like last week. I really like had a double take in the mirror. I'm like, wow, it looks really good, and I like it. I really do. I've noticed though one of the things that really upsets me quite a lot is the misogyny. And I only started noticing that when I started presenting in public as female. Guys want to start conversations with me all the fucking time, and it's just something again that I never dealt with before. When I presented as male, you go shopping, people leave you the fuck alone. They don't bother to talk to you. They don't start small chat. They don't like. It's just maybe you'll get the occasional "Can I help you?" if they see that you're completely lost. But I was wearing this a few weeks ago, and I went in to buy a few things from a grocery store, and almost every single employee, as I walk past them, they ask, "Oh, can I help you, miss? Miss, can I help you? Can I help you?" It just. I mean, yeah, it's nice, but it's catching me off guard. And I mean, it's kind of awesome when I'm standing in line and I can hear one of the employees say, "Oh, can you open up for that lady in the blue tank top?" And I'm like, "Oh shit, that's me." And when you go to the register and the guy is just trying to be really friendly, and I just, it's so damn weird to me. When I went like shoe shopping, I went to Dillard's, and the guy, like, my family told him I'm a female. My name is Catherine, and he was trying to help me figure out my shoe size, which I'm a size 11 women's shoe. And I mean, they're big, but it's still not the biggest, so that's good. And the guy kept wanting to put shit on my feet, and I was just, it was weird to me because I don't like when people like, especially guys, touching me, because I don't like guys. I like girls, so yeah. But there's just something about it. And I think that's because, when you're raised your whole life as a guy, you just, I don't know. It just seems very weird to me. Um, and people have started all sorts of conversations over this thing. The guy was treating me pretty stupid, and he's like, "Oh, so what's your favorite Zelda?" And I'm like, "I like Majora's Mask," and he's like, "Oh, have you played them all?" And I'm just like, "Okay, you're asking me really stupid questions, like, do you understand who the fuck I am?" Like, that's what I'm thinking. And I'm like, I should have mentioned, but yeah, I run a YouTube channel, 8,000 subscribers, and I talk mostly about video games, so you can go fuck yourself. But conversations with some people, if I mention that I'm an IT professional, I notice that they're very dismissive and they don't really give me the attention that I'm looking for. Um, and it really upsets me, because I'm used to having people seem interested in what I do professionally. But now it seems like it's like an automatic response. Oh, you're a girl? Well, you don't matter. And that's kind of the vibe I get from people. And it's weird. I mean, as I said, either they're extremely friendly, they treat me like I'm stupid, but if I mention that I'm really damn intelligent with specific areas, they just get dismissive. So it's like a pattern, I mean, it kind of sucks. Um, so yeah, that's kind of everything. I'm going to do another update video. Let's see, we had 3 months, 6 months. I guess I can do a 9 month update. Hopefully by then I'll be in San Francisco. I was there for a very brief period, but I really want to live there. So let's see if that works out. I want to say thanks, though, to all of my friends who've been there for me, especially lately, because it's been pretty rough. They know what I'm talking about, and I'm not going to talk about what it is, but it's great to have friends, and it's also great to have friends who are who understand where you're coming from, understand your struggles, and they can speak from experience. Um, I mean, I have to say, if you're going through transition and just try to connect with people who are also going through transition, because it makes it a little bit more bearable. I didn't believe people when they said that transition is one of the hardest things you can do, until I started transitioning. It has so many aspects: physical, mental, societal. There's just it's weird. And I mean, maybe I'll get used to a few things, but all I know is everything comes naturally to me. I just feel like I'm a natural woman, and I mean, I like it. um, so if you guys have any questions, I mean, every time I ask this, I always get the same fucking questions. They always ask, "Oh, what do you like, guys or girls?" I like girls. I don't like guys, so fuck off. Which means I'm a lesbian. Thank you very much. They ask me the questions about genitals. Sorry, I ain't gonna tell you what I have in between my legs, and I'm not gonna answer it. And if you're gonna ask me if I'm gonna get the surgery, or if I'm not gonna get the surgery, did I get the surgery, or didn't I get the surgery, I'm not gonna answer. It's really fucked up when you ask about people's genitals. It sucks. Um, you know, you guys can ask other questions, but just there is a list of like don'ts. Don't ask stupid things that you wouldn't ask any other person. Just because I'm trans doesn't mean, you can practice no form of etiquette or respect. And remember, I'm a human being just like you. I may have lived in two different genders, but at the end of the day, I'm still the same person, just with a new coat of paint, I would say. I'm a more improved person than I was before. So, yeah. I am going to do some more video game videos. I have a few ideas, but I'm working with pretty piss poor internet, so that's kind of my Achilles heel right now. I do have all my equipment set up. Like I have my microphone, so that's why I sound really good. But yeah, that's pretty much everything. I'm pretty sure I didn't cover a few things, but that's because my mind's just not all there this morning. I'm worried about the 3 interviews I have, so take care, guys. Thank you for the support that I got from the few, and yeah, look out for future videos.